This might come as a huge bombshell shock to you, but other people in this life are having a different experience than you are. Hey, what's up, Culture Drop? This video is about everyone's favorite topic to weaponize lately, DEI, and specifically other people's experience. All I want to do is illuminate something for people that I think is important. And this was inspired by, I have a friend of mine whose daughter uses a wheelchair. She's young. And I remember seeing a post of hers on social media one day that I was like, oh, and I want to share it with you. She was talking about in parking lots, when you don't put your shopping cart away, that actually can cause a huge problem for people that use wheelchairs, because what you do is end up blocking a place where they need to get through. I have always thought in my mind and been only aware of this limited slice, and I think a lot of people are like, who cares if I don't put away my shopping cart, because I'm giving someone a job. I'm making it harder for the person who works here. They have to go and collect the shopping cart, but like, who cares? But the awareness is like, there's other people having experiences that like don't cross your mind. You're thinking about the person who works at a grocery store having to walk an extra 10 steps and grab your shopping cart, like no big deal. But the truth is, there's an experience of someone that isn't you, that they're having that you're not aware of, right? It's a blind spot for you that like by leaving your shopping cart somewhere, you could prevent somebody who uses a wheelchair from being able to like get across this path or get through the parking lot and cause a super inconvenience for somebody else. I think this is a prime example of just awareness. And you as a human being moving through this world, realizing that other people are having a different experience than you in ways that you don't think of. One of the first things in my sort of like life that really clicked with me when it came to this idea of DEI belonging kind of conversations is this self-awareness kind of piece. I know that most people think that when DEI is mentioned, that means hiring Black people, and it is so many more things than that, right? As we think about like belonging and inclusivity. But this is the first thing sort of connected with me, is this idea that like when you go into a grocery store, if you're somebody who's a sort of like average, regular height person, you don't think about how many items that you can't reach. But if you think about being in a grocery store as somebody who is, for example, in a wheelchair, half at least of the things in the grocery store, you can't reach on your own. You can't reach something if it's high up on a shelf or it's far produce. It's not that you're a bad person for not thinking of that. But I think it's important for us to just move through the world and be aware that like other people are having experiences that like aren't the same for us. And it doesn't make you a bad person to not know that, but the awareness of like, oh, all of my sort of bias in the way that I move through the world and understand the world and the things I think about, not every single picture of every single person moving through the world is something that I'm privy to, because it's not my lived experience. And I think more than anything else, just to be like, regardless of what you think about DEI or any of those things, to acknowledge for yourself that like you don't have a shared lived experience as other people. There's just so many different aspects of how people can be different in terms of like their physical abilities, their race, their gender, their, whatever it is. There's so many different levels of sort of diversity that exist as human beings, because we're all different. Even two people that look identical have had very different backgrounds and right, or have very different sort of like, learning styles, communication styles, all of those things. And I just think awareness is like the key to be like, not everybody has the same experience as you. And just acknowledging that I think is a really important thing for like human beings to do better together collectively. There's self-awareness, but there's also the awareness of like other people's lived experience, which isn't the same as yours. And it can't be, just like other people can't really truly experience your lived experience as well. So cool, that's what I want to say. I love you, go be awesome. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, or you can sign up for the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails and videos right into your inbox.